Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, is encouraging Hope Logan, Annika Noel, to give Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, another chance. However, Hope had decided that she wanted another chance with Liam before he learned about his diagnosis. Will Hope insist that she wants to be with Liam and marry him again? Very few people know that Liam has been given a death sentence. So far there is no treatment for Liam's condition. Liam's doctors are trying their best to find something that will help him. However, nothing has popped up so far. Perhaps Hope wants to give Liam happiness in his final days. Does Hope believe that Liam's happiness may pull him through? Steffi is already acting as though she is the love of Liam's life. Steffi may be happy with John, Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlan, but let's be honest, if Steffi weren't married she would want to be with Liam herself. Steffi and their daughter are already monopolizing Liam's time when it has two children. Perhaps Liam needs to give Hope another chance. Hope didn't want to split up with Liam when they divorced. Liam saw Hope kissing Thomas Forrester, ex-Matthew Atkinson, and Liam ended things between them. Liam didn't really give Hope the chance to make things right or anything. Liam even ran off and kissed Steffi as soon as he saw Hope and Thomas. Could Hope insist that she wants to be with Liam and the two of them remarry? Hope certainly doesn't want Liam to die alone. Hope cares about Liam and she certainly wants to be there for him now. Would Liam consider remarrying Hope and making a point to be happy for as long as they have instead of just remaining friends? Liam knows that he is drying right now and he could be on board for a remarriage. Hope and Liam could be as happy as possible in the remaining time Liam has so he can die in peace. After all, Liam and Hope were happy together until Liam began to get a bit bossy. Could things be different now? Is a reunion just the moving storyline that Liam's life needs to end on instead of him insisting no one learn the truth? A last-minute miracle would be even more exciting. Suppose a cure is finally found while Liam is still hanging on. Could Liam be cured of his tumor and manage to be happy with his family for years to come? Will Liam end up pushing Hope toward Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, if he survives because he believes Tot is where Hope belongs? At Forrester Creations, tension crackled in the air like a summer thunderstorm. Hope Logan stood before the design board in the preview room, her usually gentle eyes stormy with determination. She wore one of her own creations, an elegant, ethereal white sheath dress that floated around her like a declaration. But the real statement was the diamond ring now reappearing on her finger, Liam's ring. Steffi had noticed it first earlier that morning, during a team meeting, her eyes narrowing for a brief second before she composed herself. Thomas hadn't even looked. And Carter, poor Carter, hadn't been invited to the meeting at all. Hope's recent emotional whiplash had left the Forrester office in a quiet uproar. One day she'd been exploring her new beginning with Carter, discussing dreams of slow-building love, and the next, she was engaged to Liam. Again. But this time was different. Hope wasn't waiting around for anyone's blessing or cautionary tale. She was going to marry Liam on her terms. And she didn't care if Carter, Thomas, Steffi, or even Brooke disapproved. Act I, Hope's bold declaration. Hope tapped her fingers on the conference table, gazing at Liam across from her. He looked nervous, as though he'd just been pulled into a world he thought he'd left behind. Hope, he said carefully, I still don't understand. I know we've been reconnecting. We've talked about Beth. We've laughed again, but marriage, now? She leaned forward, her eyes alight with that familiar Logan fire. Yes, now, not months from now. Not years of figuring it out. Liam, we've wasted so much time. We love each other. You're the father of my child. We keep circling each other, waiting for everything to be perfect. But what if it never is? Liam's gaze dropped to her hand. The ring had been in her jewelry box for nearly a year. She pulled it out the night before and slipped it on like a final vow. No hesitation. You're still with Carter, Liam reminded her, brows furrowed. Aren't you? Hope exhaled. I've ended things with him. It wasn't fair to keep holding him while my heart was still with you. Carter's incredible, but I don't want a life built on safe. I want passion, family, and history. That's you. Act 5. Carter hears the truth. Across the building, Carter Walton stood at the windows of his office, eyes locked on the horizon. When Hope knocked softly and stepped in, his breath caught. He could read her like an open file. The ring on her finger said everything before she even spoke. I owe you the truth, she said quietly. You're going back to Liam, Carter said, his voice steady despite the crack threatening to form. A part of me always knew. I just didn't want to see it. Hope's eyes welled with tears. I wasn't trying to use you. I really believed I could build something new with you. And maybe I could have if Liam wasn't still in my heart. But I can't pretend anymore. I won't. He crossed the room slowly. Do you love him that much? Yes, she said without hesitation. Enough to fight for it this time. Enough to marry him now and not look back. Carter nodded, the muscle in his jaw twitching. Then go, be happy. But know this, I was ready to love you with everything I had. And if he breaks your heart again, don't expect me to be the one waiting with open arms. Act I. Steffi confronts Hope. The tension between Steffi and Hope reached a boiling point later that day in the main showroom. The dresses surrounding them, symbols of feminine power and beauty, bore witness to the confrontation. You really think this is going to work out? Steffi said coldly, arms crossed over her chest. You and Liam? After everything? Hope didn't flinch. Yes, and I don't need your approval, Steffi. You dragged Carter into your emotional drama just to run back to Liam the second he blinked at you again. What happens when Liam starts looking at me again? Or when history repeats itself like it always does? Then I'll fight for my marriage. I'm not scared of the past anymore. I'm choosing Liam. And this time, I'm not going to apologize for it. Steffi stepped closer, voice low. Don't mistake confidence for recklessness. You think Carter will wait around forever while you play house with your ex-husband. Because once he's gone, he's gone. Hope's jaw tightened. Carter deserves someone who gives him everything. I couldn't. And you? Maybe you should worry less about my choices and more about your own marriage. That last line hit like a slap. Steffi's expression darkened, but she turned on her heel and walked away before it escalated further. Hope stood still, breathing heavily, her resolve solidifying like steel. Act IV. Brooke and Ridge react. At Brooke's estate that evening, Hope told her mother everything, from ending things with Carter to proposing an immediate wedding with Liam. Brooke blinked rapidly. You proposed to Liam. Hope shrugged. Why not? I've waited long enough. But sweetheart, what about Carter? I thought you said he was your future. And after what Liam put you through. Mom, Carter is perfect. But he's not mine, not in that way. Ridge, who had been quiet until now, leaned forward. You're making a bold move, Hope. But I see where you're coming from. You've got that Logan spark, going after what you want, no matter the risk. Brooke rolled her eyes. Don't encourage her recklessness. But Ridge smiled. It's not reckless if it's right. Hope's eyes softened. Thank you. Because I need people around me who believe this can work. Brooke sighed, worry etched into every line of her face. Just promise me one thing. If Liam hurts you again, you won't let it break you. Hope nodded. I'm stronger now. I know who I am. And I know who I want to spend my life with. Act V. Liam's final decision. Later that week at the Cliff House, Liam stood on the deck, holding Beth in his arms. Her sleepy head rested against his chest as the waves crashed in the distance. Hope joined them, standing close, letting the silence fill the space between them. It was a moment they'd shared before, but now it felt full of new meaning. I talked to Wyatt, Liam finally said. He thinks I'm crazy if I don't marry you again. Hope smiled. He always did root for us. Liam turned to face her. But I need you to know, if we do this, we're doing it right. No doubts, no wandering eyes, no Thomas, no Steffi complications. Just you, me, and Beth. Hope stepped closer, wrapping her arms around them both. Then let's start now. I'd already booked City Hall. Tomorrow. I don't want a big wedding. I just want you. Liam searched her eyes, and then, he nodded. Then tomorrow it is. Act VI. The wedding. In a modest ceremony with only Brooke, Ridge, and Beth in attendance, Hope and Liam stood before the officiant. Hope wore a simple ivory dress, the same one she'd worn the day she told Liam she'd marry him again. No frills. No train. Just heart. Liam, in a light gray suit, held her hands as though they were lifelines. I, Hope, take you, Liam, to be my husband. Again she said with a chuckle through tears. Through all the chaos, the heartbreak, and the healing, you are my home. And I take you, Hope, to be my wife. Liam said, voice steady. No more second guessing, no more fear. Just love, for as long as you'll have me. They kissed under the soft glow of sunlight, Beth clapping in the background. It wasn't grand, it wasn't a spectacle, but it was theirs. Act VII. Carter's next chapter. Carter watched the wedding announcement appear on his phone later that afternoon. A simple headline: Liam and Hope Spencer remarry in private ceremony. He closed the article without reading it. Across the room, Katie Logan entered with a gentle smile. You okay? He nodded. Eventually, Katie sat beside him, placing a hand on his. You deserve someone who chooses you first. Carter looked at her thoughtfully, a question hanging in the air. But he said nothing, not yet. Hope had made her choice. Now it was time for him to find someone who wouldn't ask him to wait. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTFUL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.